I believe this could be the place, but wow. I think I saw something.
Go, 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 go. He saw something. He saw something. Hi to everybody, to all the people of worldwide. I can say fans, sometimes zealots of the contact. I'm Hugo Napoleon Batallanos. In this opportunity to another, I can say, way to the contact. I don't know at this time exactly what's gonna happen in the events that I will go in this time in the companion also of my son. We two together trying to enter to another form of this contact, preparing to the first step.
Okay, according to the box 30 code, we must step into this way, and then we must start opening some kind of dimensional gates which will appear in interdimensional planes, in which we were summoned by enormous entities who are wishful to bring a new message for the whole humankind. This message will be, to my point of view, one of the hardest and most complicated ones to understand, because they can destroy you and break your ego up. These consciousness are not so easy to deal with. So we will show this for the whole world, because this is the right time for this. Thanks.
What clearly I can say that I learned in my more than 20 years of experience in the contact, meeting with civilization of other worlds, is to believe me my own lie, deny my own truth, believe me my own truth, live the life of others creates and denied me, let the truth of others deny me, or accept me in other times, and above all to deny my own way of thinking, which does not allow me to be objective with the universe, and that the universe is subjective to me. And as always I say this, I not learn anything from the books of the earth. All was taught to me from the brothers of the ships. Notwithstanding, they say to me that all that in so many years in learning, all that they taught to me, I could or even I had to forget and erase it in just a second, needing to form from that no structure, which I was not able by myself to tear it down in just a second, and to earn it by eternity, according with the passage of the knowledge which one at that time I have had used. This is one more of the so many ways out at the countryside, to the encounter to the superior elders of the ships, this time with my elder son Franco, after being summoned by the ships to some taking of photos and films, from that we wish to show you to the followers of our videos and information, many aspects, which ones will serve you a lot into this path of the quantum encounter. It is important to understand the way in the contact in the place itself. I can say that I'm witnessing by myself the first step of the humankind. It was taught to me from the ships that it could be the new experience of this day, as you can see. Well, come on. Found the ship Bara shows me, both in my mind and in the place, the necessary connection to the other Julgaros. That will be the anghels, that with my training and my connection are different civilization. Not exactly what we know as the ants, but many others, which I observe, and they know that I am. And I enter to other logic of the things. The ancient human logic no longer serves me. It's now another context and other code. One knows nothing. You learn while you experience, and then all of that will be out. Or is deleted. Depends on many factors that are read. I then start to make the connection, similar to rituals, which come to my mind clearly. Then those civilizations are connected with me and express me their things in their own languages, and I not only understand them, but I am guided them, and they guide me in the diverse dimensions, things that together we have to do, things I would say which are no longer of this world, but made in the same. When you enter at the dimensions, make it astral, but also physically. The vibrations of the body, they must be consistent with the astral. The perception of the dimension is diluted with the emergence of other codes, not aliens but also earthly, but encoded at other altitudes. So my training tells me how to do it, and I do it. Take a sight to this spider. Okay? Zoom it up. Turn it up. Now put me. Ahora mira. I was thinking about that signal in the special way in which the spider is doing her web. Instantly, I received certain kind of images, different kind of ships. Then I remember very well having been photographing and filming the ships, which I call hairy ships, which are ships as living insects of shapes and races now and not now on Earth, where I understand and we understand each other in our codes that I was taught in so many years of work with the civilizations. Already at this stage of things, good and evil for me are mixed. Reasons against reasons, physical laws are others, and everything is nothing. There is a logic of fixed targets. Everything is assembled and taken apart instantly. Nothing is as we were taught in the supposedly real world. The perception of the dimension is diluted with the emergence of other codes. It is not enough to say that one becomes insect in spiders or ants or whatever. It is much more than that. You don't wonder also there is no time, if this is real or not. Just I operate. In my case, to as my training taught me, or as I don't know if I know it. And as we all know, there is no minimum margin of doubt. And if so, it's a very large impossible to understand with the simple mind question. A brother of the ships called Robertson Donwell told us, "We want to observe the quantum blue mount, which are you, or the Earth itself as planet in the universe, but from an angle that the concept of planet is not needed, but blue and nothing more. And where within it were you as a society, until you came to cease to be, and then came the ants, and you ceased to be society. You descend to levels called cambradadas, which is what you now are." Without putting judgment on man, this is too much before the trial, after the trial, and already with given results. We were displaced from societies, since, as I said, I was taught thousands and thousands of forms in what things happen, they will happen, and they are. This is only one more. I was taught from the beings, in other words, we are consistent with you, Huguito, because you can listen, act, and be, assimilate, study, understand, and deny. They told me that my intelligence is less than that of an ant. So for that you'll have to do what is have to do. So my training tells me how to do it, and I do it. When you enter at the dimensions, makes it astral. But also physically. The vibration of the body, they must be consistent with the astral.
La realidad es más allá de lo que vemos y de lo que sentimos. Es lo que es. Lo que nosotros enseñamos es la extensión de la mente y de la conciencia.
It's not rare that a mind like mine, already so dissociated away from the diverse reality and their fantasies, may have experience related to the civilizations contractors or of stone. I was in stone ships. I understood their performances, understood its nature and its crew members, the condrinos, condritas, and here I show you some picture of them. All are stone ships. Yes, stones. The material we know as rocks, stones. It's showing me how living that world is and how advanced. Here we see some of those photos. How the ships are separated and joined. The realities are mixed, for that is much better. One not to be real, but quantum quadraturado. Inscriptions and codes that have elevated to the best powers. Elevated to the best powers of being encrypted at the codes, which have to be translated into the instant. If one concentrates very much on one reality, others not can be accommodated to the code of the main plan, whatever it is. It's obligation to know it. If not, you cannot be here doing this. On Earth there are many of the ships of stone or sibarastas davanas, which seem to be inert or inactive. That is because thus they see in this dimension of matter. But entering the plane is another thing. One is related to another reality, much more than real or alive them. Only it's a matter of knowing the codes and have preparations for that.
I heard precisely about the stone similar to that one, which in that time of that atlas, it was lifted to show the part of the pot it was necessary to focus, especially that kind of ship. It sounds ridiculous, but it's just a ship. This is a ship, and I must lift the ship. Put the focus.
Here I will give an example of how it starts relationship with ships of stone. Since this dimension, of course, first have to see the dimension and operate accordingly. And in this lively and revealed representation, it is so. The binary logic ground tells me that I cannot move such a rock. But equally I started the contracto impulse, which leads me to this dimension. Equally then I enter. Here in this binary dimension everything stays the same. But I don't see that. Less that where I am now. That impulse leads me to everything what follows then. One is already inside, and then I can see all the parts of the stone ships and their crew. I interact with them. Also I see the different styles in moving on the stones, which are codes, which are matching mechanisms. For example, this is a rock style Macembro to handle the rock in this dimension, in the astral, mental, the ethereal, with the top 10 basic bodies members. Cumbro, the Simbro, Stringbaro, Cambaro, Remba, Simbard, Estrort, McCourt, Silborio, and with them Stone Kimboria ships are promoted. Also I see the different styles in moving on the stones, which are codes, which are matching mechanisms with the languages of the ships, and we began this journey to other concepts of realities and fantasies. A Simbrosio style. It is a crowning peak style. It's also one handles the rock using the Ezerbar, Kizar, and Gumbras powers, such as stone Ezervasta ships are activated. Obunchon classic style has allowed me many times, staying in one place for 5 and up to 10 days, using the powers of thrust of the ships as Sebastians. Here has become an expert on this style, shows it using Sinometrias Gigastras. Ebortar style stands out because you have to do it naked, and starting from pushes Mirastos that moves the impulse ships Las Mirastas. Women wear a destroyer style to achieve the same Mirastros, and that female ships of the older sisters of the ships had their urge of stone Ubart. Style Pergnotano. I have used this style of strength for a long time, and I still do. It's classic to move ships Pernoctanas, which are soft stones and rocks Nacenas, moving ships of stone Nacenas. Myself, Branko Jones to the movement, and both had forces that space, and then we are in this world. The style deserter is more to a sustaining power of stone and ships of casertars. Is a style at which is needed more than anything to resist. So I practiced it for thousands of years in Argentina, my native country, but also in the United States, where only those two places are Misondrias rocks, ancient ships that move Kronos Mongas. It's not just pushing by pushing the rock, but know what are you doing at all levels. At this level, it could just be a guy or two guys which are crazy trying to know something that is impossible, but that is only in this dimension. In the others, it is another thing. It's there to know how to do it.
Okay, let us do another try to lift this stone up at the bottom of the work. Okay, ready?
We must not fulfill this as an obligation, but only with the natural steps that we already have with so many years to do. And they, the beings, already know that they count on us to those purposes, theirs and ours. Any contradiction here, that is not so, only as steps. Good, work is done. The force and power has been derived and put into the pulse. This has been our part. The brothers from their ships do theirs. To explain how is this possible, which man does not know of the stones or of the insects, of nothing at all, is something that will take many years also of explanations, and there's no time to check anything. However, you can have a check time, only that it's not practical. It's just so, for when one already is in itself that check, then one can take eternities to check something, still doubting forever and never come to anything. The man's situation. With this, I am not saying that I am skeptical of man and its capabilities, but simply it's still he's not is not to take them, but no one has to believe me. It is even better to not to do so. It will be much compromise with yourselves. I anyhow already was.